You're watching the Border League on League Ready. The beautiful Las Vegas afternoon and a high-level matchup on the boys' side to continue our quadfecta in Vegas. CBC out of California, Wasatch Academy out of Utah. Sam Brief, the great Trey Demps, good to have you with us for our second of four. And Trey, now on the boys' side, it's a great matchup of guards today. Brandon McCoy against Cottrell Harmon.
Yeah, Brandon McCoy is a tough shot maker. He has an elite step back, a three-level score, silky smooth. And on the other side, you have Cottrell Harmon, who is the point guard, 6 assists per game in the EYBL Scholastic League, which led the league a season ago. He's always going to make the right play. Want him to be a little bit more aggressive looking for a shot, but it's going to be a great matchup between those two guards.
You're really two of the best teams in the country, and we'll get a look at them in really just this preseason tune-up. So many eyes on a lot of these guys. I know you remember playing in preseason events. Yep. There's some jitters to work out.
Absolutely, and it's a different rhythm than playing in practice, where there's a lot of stopping, there's a lot of teaching, and kind of are a little bit giddy because you get to go up against somebody else besides your teammates. But there's also, to your point, a lot of jitters, a lot of kind of unknowns. Playing with new teammates, you got guys coming from the transfer portal, so you can expect some early mistakes, but the talent on this floor is undeniable.
Wasatch Academy last year 25-5 with a sparkling record in the EYBL, 9-2. CBC, they won the 4th California state title in program history with 27 wins, led by 9th-year head coach and reigning California Coach of the Year, Andre Chevalier. Wasatch Academy led by the 6th-year lead man, Paul Peterson. Sam Brief, Trey Demps, our wonderful crew in the studio and on the ground in Las Vegas, sorting out a little clock issue. It's not a preseason tournament without some clock malfunctions.
Jitters for everybody.
For Wasatch Academy, Trey, not only Cottrell Harmon, but also some high-level recruits, Junior County and Chidi Wiwe, who we've seen plenty of.
For this Wasatch team, there's just a lot of high IQ guys. You talk about Junior County, the recent UConn commits, another guy that averaged over 4 assists a season ago that's going to make the right play, great athleticism, really good shooter, just a really all-around player. One of those wings that you a lot of times see at the next level that is good at everything but not great at one thing.
Tom Izzo in the house. Looking at the next generation, maybe looking to pluck some future Spartans off the court. And you played against Mr. Izzo plenty. And the CBC team, they got a player who has been offered by Coach Izzo, Maxi Adams, the big man at 6'7", has announced his top 11, which includes Michigan State, along with Duke, Oregon, Texas, Kansas, USC, Kentucky, UNC, Illinois, Arizona State, and Washington. Nowadays, you announce your top 11, your top 8, your top 7, your top 6, right?
Back in the day, it was top 4, top 2, top 11?
Top 11. It took me a couple minutes to get out that list.
Sheesh. At least make it an even number. Just kidding.
Like, we can't go from 11 to 10?
Yeah, right. So there's one of those schools he knows he's probably not going to go to.
Brandon McCoy, meanwhile, number 7 in his class, a 5-star, ranked as the 2nd best point guard in the senior class. A whole host of offers, has yet to announce a top 11, but I'm sure we'll get some news soon. This matchup loaded with top recruits as we work to get the clock figured out here at the Border League. And if you're just joining us, it's our second matchup of the day for a CBC squad. On the girls' side, we had CBC steamrolling the Lady Bulldogs 62-40. A result that I think when we saw Jersey Robinson was out, we didn't really see coming. But, oh boy, it happened. All right, I think we're sorted. Wasatch in the orange, CBC in the black. Great to have you with us on a Saturday afternoon in Vegas. And Wasatch ball to start as Harmon triggers up ahead for Monsiel. And the quick trigger boarded by Adams. Now CBC sets up the offense. Jordan Mize with it. Grant. Over to Martinson. Working on the big man, Vuk Lazarevich. Martinson dumping it off. Down low to the can, it's Adams.
And that's where CBC had the advantage in their game yesterday against AZ Compass. Was on the inside, they have a lot of guys that can score down low, that are mismatch problems, that can also play on the perimeter. It's a nice high-low action, nice extra dribble to get that entry pass. Wasatch defender a little bit late getting over on the backside.
Maxi Adams, such a physical presence. 6'7", 205. Over the summer in EYBL play, scored 20 a game and snared in 11 rebounds. Monsiel reversing. Weiwei now on the drive. And they'll get a foul against CBC to keep it here. They charge McCoy with it. Junior County to trigger it. He had a nice week. Just committed to UConn on Thursday. 43rd ranked junior. Off to Storrs, Connecticut with Bobby Hurley and the boys. Here's County. It rolls into the corner for Monsiel. Only 3 seconds. Heaves it up. Not even close. It was boarded by Adams before the violation.
And one thing off the top, Sam, I could tell that both of these teams have done a lot of shell drill. The defensive energy, effort, and positioning is excellent for both teams.
And Mize experiencing that now. Down low to Mize. Off the cut, throws it up and traveled. What are you seeing fundamentally from the defense?
Well, first of all, great defense starts with great ball pressure. And both teams have good athletes where they can keep the ball in front and pressure the basketball. And so even if there are mistakes on the backside, you can make up for it by just playing hard, guarding the ball, and making the person with the ball, as we see a nice cross screen for the big fella, uncomfortable.
Vuk Lazarevich, all 7'1" of him with the first bucket for Wasatch. And then a foul on the other end by County. This is a very big Wasatch team. You've got the 7'1" Lazarevich and the 6'11" Zelic. And it's poked away by Harmon. Ahead to County. Takes a tumble, and there's the travel call.
It's where he lost his footing on that one. Was getting ready to play off 2 feet and reverse pivot to find a teammate. Just tripped over his feet.
So here we go. Quickly, Martinson off to McCoy. Playing a little 2-man game up top. It's a tough matchup for Martinson with the 7'1" dude on him. Now Adams. He was looking for the cutting Mize, but swiped away by County. Monsiel in the corner. Weiwei, 3-ball off. Rebound tips. County on the offensive glass. So Wasatch can reset things here. A quick reverse, and the 3 ball for County tips out of bounds. It'll go to CBC.
That was a good box out there from Martinson. He's given up about 5 or 6 inches. He's able to box out the big fella there and get his hands on the ball. It's going to be something to watch. A mismatch on both ends all night long between him and Lazarevic.
So CBC ball now. Knifing inside, pickpocket. Lazarevic ahead to Monsiel. And now Wasatch will get into the offense. County, beautiful passing. Monsiel can't hit it. Rebound, fought for, won by Adams. And here comes CBC. Handling it up top. They work it around the perimeter. Grant. Into the corner for Mize. Oh, this Wasatch defense stifling. Adams with a step back. And he can't hit it. Neither team has hit a triple. Back on the other end. It's Weiwei, but he's called for the offensive foul.
Tough haul. This is a great outlet pass. It's a great charge also being taken there by CBC. Put your body on the line. Weiwei, 6'6", strong, coming straight at you.
We've played almost 5 minutes, just 4 combined points so far. Adams with the fall away. Ooh, so pretty. He's got all of them for CBC.
He has such a mature game, and he had advantages yesterday against AZ Compass down there in the painted area. Great play there, turning over to the right shoulder for the pull-up jumper.
And then Harmon went flying. But on the other end, it was Maxi Adams. This pretty move.
It's quick, too. As soon as he gets the ball, it's no double team. One quick pound with my right, use the leverage of the contact to spin off and utilize that size to shoot right over the top.
And now Cottrell Harmon at the stripe. The number 7 ranked shooting guard in his class, committed in August to Creighton. Sharp shooter. And it strikes me that he'll fit in very well with the McDermott Creighton system.
Absolutely. He's a really good shooter, and he's a really good passer as well. As you mentioned in the open, 6 assists per game last year. And he's one of those guys, as I was watching film, he's going to make the simple read. He's always going to, he's not going to try to make the home run play. He's going to get the ball where it needs to go. He's never going to really force the issue offensively.
Really has such a smooth release.
Yes.
Some trouble in the corner for Adams. And this Wasatch defense is really suffocating. And no one for CBC has been able to get going other than Maxi Adams.
Maxi Adams had a great summer in the EYBL circuit, averaged 21 points per game in July, and the 7th leading scorer in the circuit himself, and such an elite scorer and such a strong build.
And then they'll call a foul on CBC to give it back to Wasatch. What would you say is Adams' biggest asset in his game?
I think this is the maturity. He's one of those guys you could plug in right away as a freshman at the next level, and you would almost look like you're watching a transfer that's a junior. And so I think just because his prototype, his strength, the way he moves, I think is just going to serve him well at the next level pretty quickly.
3 ball for Lazarevic. Rattles out. Here comes CBC now. Baseline drive. And Martinson took a tumble. And they'll get an offensive foul against CBC. Or just a held ball, rather. Strong hands up D for the big man, Lazarevich. Jordan Askew, and now chased down by Cancoli in the backcourt. Lowry driving, kicking, Askew. Air ball on the triple. Here comes Harmon for Wasatch. And he's blocked hard by Lowry. It's CBC ball. How about Lowry storming in here?
It's the second charge taken in this game, and that shows a lot about your program. Is you got guys in a preseason game willing to put their body on the line, and even though it's not playing for a real record, you're playing for pride here. A lot of these guys have played against each other in the circuit, and you know, bragging rights are a real thing, especially when you're talking about the top talent in the country.
Jordan Askew here. Brother of Devin, who played at Kentucky, Texas, and Cal, now at Long Beach State. Adams, ball on the deck, fall away shot. Good in the face of a 7-footer.
Again, it's just that pace and tempo that he plays with. As good as Wasatch is playing defensively, it just seems like he's the only guy for CBC that's not rattled. We see it again here. Just catches, faces, understands he has the quickness advantage. Gets to a fade to create some space off the pull-up jump shot. Just a beautiful move there from Adams.
He has all 6 points for CBC. Now Wasatch looking to get the offense humming. Been almost nothing so far. It's Monsiel short on the 3. Offensive rebound though. Into the corner now. Another 3-point miss. And then Askew gets the rebound. Lowry stepping through. It's a Wasatch foul.
You could tell the physicality is affecting Brandon McCoy, who we highlighted in the beginning of this game. He's got a thin frame. You look at this Wasatch team, they are physical defensively. They're going to get into you, and then they're also going to pack the line to cut off those driving lanes. So he has to find some ways to get off his shot. That's the perfect way to get in rhythm, seeing that ball go in through the free throw line.
McCoy, 6'4", 180, scoring the first point of the day for CBC by anyone not named Maxi Adams. California native, nails them both. McCoy, a 5-star, ranked as the 2nd point guard in the country in the senior class. Nice feed, shot, a bit wild. Long distance 3 off for Adams. And then pushing the pace the other way. Here comes Winnie Tana. County from 15 and a couple bounces. The rebound hauled in by Grant. It's McCoy's turn. McCoy starting to heat up.
And that's the best way to get yourself in rhythm offensively, is when the defense is not in set in those late transition situations where you have some driving lines.
Off for Winnie Tana, and Adams wins the battle on the glass. Just 4 points in the opening 8 minutes for Wasatch. Martinson finds a cutting McCoy. Up and under. Adams the follow. Tipped back out. Here's a 3. And can't hit the first one. Mize with the miss, and then it's stolen by County. Fights through a swipe and the foul. And McCoy sticking with it.
And you see the coaching staff of CBC telling Grant, who committed that foul in transition, that's one of those fouls that are high risk, low reward. And you got to avoid that. You either got to really make a play where you can make a miss, or you got to just let them go. You never want to give up an and one, and so it's the easiest and one to make.
County converting the and one and ending a long drought of 7+ minutes for Wasatch. Wasatch, based down in Mount Pleasant, Utah, about 100 miles south of Salt Lake City. Last year featured the likes of Isaiah Harwell, who's off to Houston to play with Kelvin Sampson this fall. Hard to believe college basketball getting underway.
I know.
Just a few weeks. It's that time of year. Here comes the baseline throw-in from Grant. Martinson dumps it off. Adams' pocket is picked. Mize back the other way. And it's Chidi Wiwe who will take a strip to the stripe.
It's a good job of Wiwe running the floor as soon as the turnover happens, and that's where he's at his best. When he's attacking downhill against an unset defense, he's able to utilize his size.
Wiwe, last year we saw him with Sunrise Christian Academy. Announced his transfer to Wasatch in August. Looking for a fresh start with a new program. The lanky big man hits the second.
The biggest area he needs to improve is his shooting. The EYBL circuit was 23% on catch and shoot jumpers. That number has to significantly improve.
Nice shimmy and shake. And then JJ Sadie Greer tipped it out of bounds after a nifty move. So you want more shooting from Wiwe. His assets, undoubtedly, the length, the power.
Yes. But you see the next level, what do talent evaluators look at? Can we find guys who are great athletes, great defenders, but also can shoot the perimeter shot and also be able to play off the catch as well? And the 6'6" frame and how good of a strong downhill driver he is, that's the next evolution of his game. Doesn't have to do much, but just be a knockdown shooter as a 3-and-D threat.
Down low, there's Wiwe showing the touch at the glass.
And there's Harmon always making the right play. Under control, poised, has his head up.
There was the 6'11" Strazelic on that last rebound. And the ball tips out of bounds off of CBC. Not enough as both teams look to establish some offensive rhythm, which has not been easy to come by. Here's a catch and shoot, miss. Wiwe fighting for the rebound with McCoy. And it's to McCoy. Adams, triple, yes. He's got 9. Now Wiwe looking for the response. Up top for Zelic. And a moving screen called on the big man, Strazelic.
That's pretty rare for Harmon to be rushed like that, but I mean, look at this footwork there. Pass was overthrown a little bit. Great job of Adams setting his feet, getting square, and just has such a quick release. That frame, about 6'6", 6'8". Such a ready prospect already right now to contribute right away at the collegiate level.
He goes back to work. Another one. Adams from long distance. Weiwei for the response. Can't hit the hook. It was Adams defending. 12 points for Maxi Adams, outscoring Wasatch by himself. And then a little bump in the backcourt. They'll get Harmon for the foul. Well, we know one of Adams' final 11 teams is Michigan State, whose head coach Tom Izzo is in the house. And Adams giving Izzo a taste of what he wants to land in East Lansing.
I mean, every team in the country wants this kid, Maxi Adams, and for good reason. I mean, he's just silky smooth, under control, doesn't have a lot of holes to his game.
On the drive, beautiful for J.J. Sati Greer.
Good hesitation by Sati Greer, and a lot of that was set up because Adams is on that opposite wing, so nobody's helping because you got to stay home at Adams, and Sati Greer taking advantage of that.
And an 8-point cushion for CBC. Looking for Weiwei, instead it's a steal. It was McCoy who got a hand on it. Now Sati Greer with the spin, and it's plucked right back by Winatara. So Wasatch with a chance in transition. County blocked. There's McCoy. Looking to reward Brandon McCoy, but he's trapped in the corner, squeezes out of it, and hammers it home.
And I'd love to see McCoy get rewarded there. As a scorer, he's made a lot of instinctive plays on the defensive end. It's going to serve him well, especially as he moves on to the next level.
It's all CBC right now. Maximo and McCoy, the Killer M's. Sati Greer flips it. Adams, a fall away three. Couldn't hit the heat check, right? And County lost it, but right behind him for cleanup duty is Mana Winatara. Timeout, CBC. But we knew coming in, the 5-star Brandon McCoy was a raw athlete. He squeezed through here for the dunk.
Yeah, and if you're Wasatch there, you got to tighten up that double team because scorer like Brandon McCoy, he's always looking to attack, and just a poor double team able to split it and finish with a dunk.
Dynamic Prep head coach Jermaine O'Neal watching and waiting. His team is up next. Dynamic Prep against LABC about 10 minutes after this one. Coach O'Neal led his squad at the Chipotle Nationals championship game where they fell to Columbus and the Boozer Twins. And he has a heck of a team who we will see in about an hour. Meanwhile, here, CBC in a defensive struggle. It's been the big guns, Adams and McCoy, shining.
Yeah, when you're playing against a fundamental, well-sound defensive team, you got to have your best players deliver at a high level, and you want to see Martinson also join the party. He's very capable, had a good game yesterday, and so it's still good that you have your two top guys, but you can't rely on just those two guys. You got to have other guys come in and join the party as well.
Oh, Monsiel almost got kicked by Weiwei there. That would have been an unfortunate collision. And we avoid disaster as Sati Greer flips it up. Just over 2 to go till halftime here at the 2025 Border League. And it's Martinson. Up top, 3-ball, cash money. It's Cancol from beyond the arc. And the lead's up to 11.
There's more intention is going to be on McCoy and Adams. It's going to open up things for some of the complementary pieces.
Then Martinson ripped it away and got fouled right after this nifty three for Cancol.
They try to call Martinson's number there and have him come off a pin down, and Martinson makes the right play. He attacks downhill. Ken Cole's man helps, and Ken Cole knocked down the three off the dribble drive.
In the corner, Ken Cole couldn't hit a second. County rips the rebound. Ahead to Wee-Way, little hot potato. Monsiel from 15. It's boarded by Martinson. In transition, trying to squeeze it into McCoy, who puts it off the glass.
Right now, Wasatch has to do a better job executing in the half court. It doesn't seem like they've organized anything. We see another charge. I've yet to really see Wasatch execute a half-court play, which is really surprising when you talk about Cottrell Harmon, one of the best point guards in the class of 2026. It's a Creighton commit. Something I think that he has to do a better job of at the end of this first half, going into the second half, is organizing his team and getting better looks on the offensive end.
The second foul, offensive foul, assessed to Harmon. CBC doubling them up. They get it around to Ken Cole. Off a screen, working on County now. Here's Martinson. Time of the essence. It's Jordan Askew coming up short. In transition, Wee-Way, 4-3.
That's it right there. That's going to be his role. Be an athlete, crash the glass, make plays in transition, and do that exactly right there. Knock down open three-pointers.
10-second differential here, and Martinson nails the triple. Over a 7-footer.
You want to see him be aggressive. One of the interesting stats in the AAU circuit in July, he was pretty inconsistent. He had 4 games with 4 points or less, the rest being over 12. So you want him to be more aggressive consistently.
Monsiel puts in the 3-ball. Offense starting to heat up as we wind down the first half. Askew takes a foul as Wasatch had one to give. Oh, no, they did not. They had 4 team fouls, so that means free throws coming for Jordan Askew. An interesting stat on Martinson, by the way.
Yeah.
Sort of a boom or bust type player.
Yeah, it's one of those, he's a feel-good player. If he sees one go in, be a multiplication factor where it can turn into X3, X4. But if he doesn't see the ball, you know, doesn't get a lot of touches, he can very quickly drift away from the game, so you want to keep him involved.
After a made free throw, County storming up the floor. And maybe a whistle before? No. CBC will go into halftime with a double-digit advantage. And the Killer M's, Maxi Adams, Brandon McCoy, doing it. Well, how about Martinson adding his name to the mix?
A little ISO action there, mano y mano, and then great to see the sharpshooter Monsiel get going from the three-point line.
So CBC by 11. We'll have the second half after this. You're watching the Border League on League Ready. 2025 edition, the 6th iteration of this wonderful event in Las Vegas. Manu Manciel skying in to open the second half scoring for Wasatch.
Great job of Wasatch right off the top, getting somebody to the middle of that three-quarter court press. And then you have an advantage on the backside.
Well, Maxi Adams so good with the footwork, but he couldn't finish it. Great effort on the offensive glass for Mize. Leads to McCoy on a miss. And then Adams scoops it, gets it to Mize, back to McCoy. But a whistle on some shoving in the corner. Before all this, we had Manciel opening the second half with flair.
That was a good job by Zelich, clearing out his man. It's one of those things that doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
By the way, in that stat sheet, struggle bus shooting for Wasatch in the first half. 6 of 21 as a team and 2 of 13 from behind the arc. McCoy with the hammer. McCoy starting to heat up now, double figures with 10 points. Joining his teammate Maxi Adams with 12. Great ball movement, and Manciel misses the 3-ball. Here comes Martinson. Spots up for 3. Not this time. McCoy off the rebound. Took a tumble. It's a foul. We've seen a lot of power today from the number 7 player in the class.
It's a good take there from Martinson, too, attacking downhill, known as a shooter, playing off of 2 feet, and good job of Brandon McCoy not being a bystander, cutting to the basket.
At this level, you see a lot of the bystander.
Oh, yes. 100%, because these guys are so talented, and especially when you play locally, right? You're able to kind of get away with having the ball, playing one-on-one, calling for a screen. But when you're playing against athletes that are just as good as you, if not better, you got to take advantage of every opportunity that you get offensively.
Adams couldn't put it in. Rebound cleared by County. In transition now. It's a 3 for Johnson, and he got fouled going up. So 3 free throws coming for Jaden Johnson.
I've been impressed with Winatana off the bench. He's done a good job. He's not a scorer, undersized guard, but he's made really good reads offensively, especially in transition like that one, finding open guys. I believe he got Manciel his first open look in that first half as well. You need guys like that are willing to give up themselves, focus on the intangibles of the game to help your team win.
Johnson hits the first 2. It's Wasatch Academy team struggling offensively in the first half. We didn't see much of that last year, led by Isaiah Harwell in the EYBL Scholastic. They were one of the most dynamic offenses. 9 wins, just 2 losses as they made it to the quarterfinals of Chipotle Nationals.
They were a team that shot 43% from 3 in the EYBL Scholastic season. You brought those numbers up. It was almost hard to believe. 6 of 21 in the first half. Not from 3, but from the field.
43% is a team from behind the arc.
And 15 assists per game as a team, which was also first. I mean, this is a team that's high IQ guys, well coached, runs good stuff. It's a little bit uncharacteristic offensively in the first half for Wasatch.
They were such a juggernaut last year as Adams steamrolls in, so much so that he got called for the offensive foul. Not quite in control there. Another angle of it. And you were already impressed with Minitana. He took the brunt of that.
Yeah, he's the guy that's willing to do all the little things. You see guys across the country, the collegiate level, who are able to do those things, that play 10, 15 minutes a game, that honestly that play over some of the 4-star or 5-star recruits that are freshmen who don't quite understand that those intangibles are so valuable, especially as you're developing, you know, physically as a player. So something that his teammates can learn from watching him compete.
Minitana to Manciel. Hard power drive for Weiwei. Results in a foul. They get Mize for the foul. Free throws here for Weiwei. In the first half, Chidi put in 6 points. No rebounds for one of the big men in orange. And he nails the first.
He was the guy that had a rough end of the summer as well. 3 points per game over his last 4 games in the EYBL circuit in July. So, you know, as a former youth player myself, I remember having those stretches. Those type of stretches can really change you as a player and can be pivotal moments.
How do you fight through that?
You get in the lab and you work.
Yeah.
You know, and I think in some ways it's better when it happens at the end of the season, because then that motivation, that grit to get in the gym every day until the next season starts is on a whole nother level.
That's when you set your schedule, right?
Yes.
You're not going to team practices. It's train
Well, you're going
practice.
to team practice and you're going to your, like, it's 3 a days, 4 a days in the gym. That's what those type of stretches will do to you, or should do to you as a competitor.
And it should sharpen you long term.
Yes.
Manciel to County. The reverse. Harmon, a quiet first half. Bounces off Manciel's hand. He saves it. Now County with the drive. Manciel, corner three. Sort of a messy possession, but it results in a 3 and a 3-point game as Wasatch is on the comeback trail.
And it's hard to just put away a team that has County and Harmon on it, because those guys are relentless competitors, and maybe more importantly than that, they're going to always make the right play, understanding that you have a sharpshooter in Manciel who's starting to get it going. County gives himself up and finds his shooter, and now we got ourselves a ball game.
Here we go. Roll up the sleeves. Edge forward in your chair. It's Lowry. Now Martinson. Putting it on the deck. Coming up short. Wasatch down just 4. It's Harmon bumping. Lost it. Out of bounds. It'll stay with Wasatch. So what in the momentum, what in the vibes have shifted for Wasatch?
Well, I think shot making helps a ton. And, you know, you have a guy like Manciel who missed his first 3 or 4 attempts from the field. You know, that can honestly really affect the energy of the team as a whole. And he's one of those guys that his threes mean more than 3 points, because if you can get him going, as we see foul on the baseline out of bounds, now that opens up the floor for everybody, because now you got to stay home with him. You got good passers that are able to find him. And so to me, he's one of the biggest keys of this team. And also, when you think about Wasatch, they've continued to keep that defensive intensity even through some of their struggles on the offensive end.
They've really locked down on CBC. In the first half, 29 points for CBC. They've only got 2 here in the second. Rebound for Adams. Let's see if they can get going. Lowry. And they work it around. Jordan Askew. Nice ball movement here. Cole can't hit the 3 ball. And then Minitana fighting for it. Manciel.
Yes, there it is.
Stroking it.
And I'm going to go back to that late 3 in the first half. That was such a pivotal moment, I think, in this game, because I could tell the confidence skyrocketed after he saw that ball go in.
8 second half points for Manu Manciel. He gives it up now. Back to him. He's open for three. Not this time. Weiwei on the glass. Here's another look for Johnson this time. And CBC stays up. You can tell there's a certain panache in the game for Wasatch right now. Askew getting to work. Here's Adams. The teardrop leads to a foul. Well, Manu Manciel with 8 second-half points, his latest.
And that's one of the dangers. When you're doubling the ball and blitzing ball screens, you do not have control on where shooters are on the floor. And a lot of times, a good shooter is going to find the openings and creep into some of those areas where you're not as able to get to on a closeout. And Manciel making CBC pay with that defensive doubling.
Josh Lowry at the line, splits him. Lanky 6'4" sophomore, already with offers from Texas, Stanford, Washington, and USC. And now Martinson checks in. So big lineup here with Lowry, Martinson, and Adams. And Weiwei meets that brick wall, but it's a foul on Adams.
And I love that Weiwei, as that dribble drive was happening from Winnetana, moves without the basketball. Probably could have easily stayed in the corner, but moves without the basketball as he sees the back of his defender and kind of gets lost back there and able to cut and draw that foul.
But Wasatch doing itself no favors at the free throw line. As Weiwei comes up long on the front end. So now a 1-point game. 12 to go. Our second of 4 games today at the Border League. Lowry flashes up top. Looking inside, he finds Martinson. Time for the post-up game. Martinson spinning, left it short, and another foul.
That's what makes Martinson so unique as a player, is his ability to not only shoot the basketball on the perimeter as a pick and pop 4-man or as a guard, but he's also able to catch that ball in the low block and make something happen.
And Martinson nails the first. Just 4 points in the second half for CBC. They led 29-18 at the break.
Martinson was a big piece last year, averaged almost 15 points per game. Or excuse me, at Mater Dei was a big piece for their team. And so trying to find his way here at Sierra Canyon.
16th ranked small forward in the senior class. Johnson, Minitana. Who can get it going? And the reverse picked by Askew. Here comes CBC, alley-oop, Maxi Adams. And then Harmon with the quick response.
I always feel like the best time to attack is after a big play on the other end, because everybody's celebrating and cheering, and so you could always steal one.
A nifty move right there for Lowry. These teams starting to trade blows. Sadi Greer poked that away. And what a sequence this was. A big play, and you say that's the best time to strike. First, the alley-oop.
Nice play there from Martinson, giving that ball back up. But then again, you can't celebrate too long, because any good point guard knows that I can get a quick one and get those 2 points right back while you celebrate.
Harmon blocked, but right before that, a foul call will send him to the line. That was already the 10th foul call of this second half.
It's one of those things, if you're CBC, because you're blitzing and being so aggressive on the defensive end with your ball pressure, does that start to wear and tear on you a little bit in terms of intensity? That's something that happened a little bit yesterday. I thought AZ Campos kind of settled down. They were able to get some easy opportunities because that, from the beginning of the game when you press, you have high intensity, 100% effort. That effort goes down just little by little by little, and it's easier to get opportunities, especially if you're able to beat a double team. And so it'll be interesting to see how CBC elects to play down the stretch here.
And another block foul. This time, Harmon the guilty party. When you're a young player, still figuring things out, how difficult is that to modulate your energy, make sure you keep it and don't let that drop?
Well, I'll be honest, a lot of that is on the coaches and their scheme and their game planning. Because, you want your guys to be able to, especially at this level, so young, go all out and play as hard as they can every single possession. Because honestly, you have the opposite problem where a lot of these kids are learning how to play hard. And so you're not really at a point yet at this high school level where you can really teach, like, being able to monitor and, preserve some of your energy at certain possessions because you're trying to teach guys how to play hard. So I think a lot of it has to do with the coaching staff and the game plan and the scheme.
These are two veteran coaches, Andre Chevalier and Paul Peterson. Squirming in for the bucket was Adams, but they get him for a travel before the shot went up.
I don't know about that. It looked like a clean spin move, split the double team.
So wipe that off the board for Adams. And here comes Minitana for Wasatch. Poked away by McCoy, who stepped out after the steal. So about a second long possession for CBC. And we go back the other way.
I really like Brandon McCoy's defense and intensity. When you have such a talented scorer, sometimes you see at the high school level, those guys kind of rest and take off possessions defensively. Watching McCoy and really evaluating him on the defensive end, he's a guy that has a high motor in terms of playing the passing lanes, being active on the weak side, and guarding the ball with high pressure.
And now a wide open corner three. Weiwei couldn't take advantage. Martinson on the glass. Now here's McCoy on offense. Driving kick. Corner three ball. Off the mark. Rebound for the 7-footer. And they'll get a tie-up. Possession CBC. Ripped away. Here goes McCoy.
Good help there from Weiwei with the ISO of McCoy and Lazarevic.
Sadie Greer with the running floater. And rebound goes to Wasatch. Nice reverse. Wide open. Corner three for Weiwei. And he can't find it from beyond the arc.
He has to keep taking those. Those are the ones that he's got to knock down, that he's going to always get, especially playing with guards like Harmon and County.
Follow-away shot is good. It's cash money for Mize. And Wasatch calls time. Now in a 6-point hole. This was nifty.
Good job attacking the closeout. You realize you have a smaller defender. Winatana, who's under 6 feet, shoot right over the top. Going to your right as a lefty, step back, smooth jumper.
So CBC has led this game almost wire to wire. An 11-point lead at halftime. It got down to 1, but Wasatch not able to get over the hump. We've since seen CBC reassert itself.
Yeah, I feel like they really caught their second win, and their identity this season so far in the 2 games that they played is very clear. They want to pressure the basketball. They want to blitz. They want to force turnovers. They want to make you feel uncomfortable and then utilize their athletes to get out in the open court. And one of the things I always wonder in those situations is, can you keep that going for the entirety of a game? But you could tell the CBC team is very well conditioned.
And I know defensively you're seeing that show up. Strong efforts from both Adams and especially McCoy on D.
Because when your 2 best guys offensively are doing it, you have no excuse not to do it as a complementary piece.
Right.
And so, again, a lot of times you see with teams that have talented scorers, those are the guys who end up taking possessions off the defensive end, but not for the CBC team.
And this CBC team, after a 27-7 year last year, 4 state titles, they've established a culture and looking to start the Border League with a win, up 8 on Wasatch. Good to have you with us for game 2 of 4 here in the Border League. We're at Coronado High School in Las Vegas, and maybe some more clock issues to sort out. Next up, it'll be Dynamic Prep, the defending runner-ups of Chipotle Nationals, led by head coach Jermaine O'Neal, against LABC. That's coming about 10 minutes after this one. Here's Monsiel off to County. Met by 2 defenders. Monsiel squeaks away with it. And they'll reset. Minitana can't hit the 3 ball. CBC controls. Fall away mid-ranger. Smooth for McCoy.
So smooth. Came off the pin down, a little down screen action, and he came off that thing looking to score. Caught in face right away, took a dribble into rhythm, knocked down the pull-up jumper.
A nice reverse here to County, who storms in, and it's blocked. McCoy called for the goaltend, though. Ball was coming down. Regardless, though, you see the defensive effort from McCoy. Rising high.
Yeah, I mean, it was so much length, and good take there from County. I want to see more aggression and demanding the basketball from County. I know he's kind of known for being more of a glue guy, good at everything, not great at one thing, but you want to see him assert himself offensively a little bit more.
McCoy with a prayer, not answer, and then Santi Greer swipes it, steps out. It's Wasatch basketball. And now Lowry checks back in for CBC. He's a really highly rated sophomore, by the way. One of the top 25 sophomores, sophomore small forwards for Coach Chevalier.
A member of the Compton Magic, one of the few teams that's still around from when I was playing.
Really? It's that old?
Oh, yeah.
Whew. In transition, how about the touch from Martinson? Did you play against the Magic?
I did, yes. And they've always been an Adidas team, and I played on Adidas teams.
County rattling in a 3. Back to a 7-point game. Wasatch couldn't get over the hump, but got to credit them. They won't go away. Here's Lowry. Baseline drive. Mize met with a foul from the 7-footer Vuk Lazarevic.
And that was set up because County originally tried to go for that steal, and it kind of messed up his angle as he was trying to get back into the play. It was a good job of Mize recognizing that quickly, quick catch and rip to the basket with his right hand, and was able to draw that foul.
And at the line, Jordan Mize with the first. A 4-star recruit, as just a sophomore, has fielded offers from Oregon, TCU, Arizona State, and a couple of others. CBC, a program with some very notable recent basketball alums like Marvin Bagley, Scottie Pippen Jr., about Bronny and Bryce James.
I think I've heard of those two.
Definitely heard of their dad. And if you at home haven't heard of those two, I promise you've heard of their dad. He wears 23 in purple and gold down in Los Angeles. County off the shoe, scooped up by Adams. Fortuitous. Think this is LeBron's last year?
Oof, I don't think so. I think he's got 2 or 3 left in him.
He's too good still, right?
Too good. I mean, he's still one of the elite players in the NBA.
Nice cut. Martinson with the left hand. Double-digit CBC lead. Here's Montiel. Nice little shimmy. Left hand. Bounces out. And it'll stay here.
It was a good job of CBC running Montiel off the line. You can understand what is his strength. And even if he blows past you, you're willing to live with him finishing through contact or over length versus him shooting a knockdown open 3 look.
They get it into Lazarevic. When you're 7'1", that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Just drop it in, big man. Here's Lowry. Curling off the screen, Adams. Pops the 3 and cashes it.
The thing about him, Sam, he has a high release. It's high and quick. And so when you're able to shoot it like that, there's really no hand that can bother you, especially at the high school level. Even if you're playing him straight up, you don't even really need a screen. He can dribble right into a shot pretty much any time he wants to.
He has 17 points, 10 boards. And he watches as County rumbles in for the deuce. Now Sadie Greer slowing things up. It's Grant now. Adams so dangerous with the ball. Rocking those hot pink shoes, working on the 7-footer. Adams strong from 3. And a foul on the rebound. Looked like a little smack by Cancole.
CBC is just trying to run Adams off of different types of down screens, whether it's from the corner, whether if it's a screen-to-screen action where he's the screener for somebody cutting to the basket and then he comes off the down screens, just looking for him to come off of it, and then if he doesn't have a shot, then there's the ball screen action for him to make a play.
Curling off the screen, Montiel can't hit it. To Lazarevic off the glass. An active second half for Vuk. And he's guarding Sati Greer. Montiel switches onto him, and Sati Greer can't hit the mid-range. Goes out of bounds. Touch Montiel last.
That's one of those ones you got to attack quicker when you have that mismatch. I think it took him, Sati Greer, a little bit too long to recognize it and clear everybody out. You got to attack it quick before the defense is set so that you can blow by the big man.
Right, we saw Montiel switch onto him after a couple seconds. Here's Grant. McCoy, a tough step back.
Ooh.
Hits the 3. My goodness.
The degree of difficulty there with the hand contested, falling to the ground. But that's what he does. He's a tough shot maker.
15 points for the number 2 ranked point guard. Now Montiel with a tough shot on the baseline and a foul on the rebound. Brandon McCoy has had a nice afternoon. This is the prettiest of them all.
Those step backs moving to your right can be so challenging to stay on balance. It's usually a little bit easier to be on balance going to your left.
Yep.
But Again, when you have a guy that skilled, such a knockdown shooter, it's pretty easy for him, even with the hand contested, if you have it going and you feel comfortable. And those are the type of shots that you can take when you have a lead like this too.
A tie game, 1 minute left. You're not doing that, are you?
Probably not, unless it's like the last shot, and that's the best look you can get.
And a quick timeout called by CBC. So 3:08 to go. Trey, CBC has led this second half from the start. 11-point lead at the break. Wasatch cut it to 1, and it's since ballooned back out thanks to guys like Adams, McCoy, and a little more from Martinson.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a collective effort. I think when you look at CBC, the thing that's been most impressive is just the consistency of their defensive energy. I mean, Wasatch hasn't really been able to run anything in the half court, and a lot of that is schematically what CBC wants to do. They want to kind of scatter the game and make it helter-skelter for you and make you have to kind of make some of those simple reads that are high intensity, high pressure with somebody trailing behind you. And you know, they've stuck to their guns and their game plan, and you can just tell it's a well-coached team that's very deliberate with what they want to do on the defensive end.
Certainly is well coached. Andre Chevalier, the 2025 California State Coach of the Year. Over 400 wins for Coach. Played his college ball at Cal State Northridge. In the Hall of Fame for the Titans. His big man, Max Adams. 17 points, 10 rebounds tonight. Having a giggle fest with Martinson. Here's Askew, looking to get past 2. He'll need some help. He just chucks it up, and he finds Adams. McCoy now swooping in. Tip back for Martinson. That 3-man game, Adams, McCoy, Martinson. Now or never for Wasatch. It's Monsiel. Rejecting the screen, throwing it up. County steps through and hits, and a foul.
It's a good take there from County. Kind of slowed down his 1-2 step. And what that does is kind of offsets the defender a little bit, makes it harder to read when the offensive player is going to go up for that layup. And a lot of times your momentum is going into that offensive player. That's slowing down that deceleration move in the one-footed finish. And it's a good play from County, under control to get the and one.
Now looking to polish off the and one. County does so. So CBC lead to 9. Here comes full court pressure. McCoy able to glide past it. And now Jordan Askew controlling. Just over 2 to go. CBC with that 9-point lead. Askew spilling it away to Martinson. Here's McCoy with the 2-hand slam.
I mean, the athleticism through contact off 2 feet with really no momentum to push to dunk that basketball. Wow.
And then quickly swiped away by Mize. Here's Martinson. Cherry on top. Timeout Wasatch. And Brandon McCoy with 17 points, starting to put on a clinic.
Man, this thing was like off vert. I mean, he comes to a stop and then straight up through contact, dunk that ball with 2 hands.
And no problem for McCoy. And CBC, after we saw an impressive effort in the opening game from their girls squad with a dominant win over the Vegas Bulldogs, looking to make it 2 for 2 this afternoon in Vegas.
And one thing I was thinking, Max, is, you know, watching in these prep schools and, you know, this whole ecosystem now that's around youth basketball. you know, there weren't as many teams like this, you know, 10, 12 years ago. And I think what it does, being in that type of ecosystem in the prep school, is it helps you learn that you're not as good as you really think you are. So if I'm a guy like Brandon McCoy, I have to be able to move without the basketball. I have to be able to cut. I have to be able to get deflections. You know, I can't just rely on my individual talent. And there were so many guys coming up in my era that I felt like really relied on their individual talent. But then when they got to a point where it was, you know, you're playing against your peers and equal talent, they didn't really know how to differentiate themselves.
Montiel in and out from 3. Now so many opportunities. These basketball-only academies.
Yes.
Public and private schools that have built powerhouses. You can play with the best of them. Askew shimmying in. And now on the ground for County. Stolen by McCoy. He rumbles in, loses it. Mize, McCoy, open under the basket. And he'll take 19 points. And Jaden Johnson, slow to get up. Wet spot in that corner. So CBC seems ready to cruise to victory. And our third game of the afternoon will start about 10 minutes after this one. It features Dynamic Prep, who made it to the Chipotle Nationals title game last year against California powerhouse LABC. Picked away by County. Ahead to Montiel. McCoy was going for the another highlight reel rejection. And with a 15-point lead, CBC can cruise, but still more action for Montiel coming down the stretch. It's County short on a 3. Montiel puts it in.
If you're McCoy on that previous possession, you're up 13 points. Just got to hold that basketball until the end of the shot clock.
Well, now they can run this baby out. CBC with an 11-point lead at halftime and an 11-point lead right now. Wasatch made it interesting for a moment, but as County puts it in, CBC with a 9-point victory this afternoon in Vegas. And it was a dynamic duo at the top. Maxi Adams, Brandon McCoy with 17 and 19.
When both teams were struggling to score, it was Maxi Adams with his individual talent, his ability to shoot over the top of defenders and utilize his strength and athleticism in that low post area. It really opened up the door for CBC. And then later on, it was McCoy who joined the party, but a lot of it off the ball and being able to cut and play off of others.
So much power from Maxi Adams, and the same deal for McCoy. We saw them do it inside, outside, offense, defense, and McCoy will say bye-bye with a game-high 19 points, and with some thunder. So CBC 63, Wasatch 54, our final in Las Vegas. Alongside our wonderful crew led by producer Ryan Kowalski, replay operator Nicholas Viverman, Mason Dover on the graphics, Quad Diawo on the stats, my partner Trey Dem, Sam Brief saying so long from the Border League.